Chicken ups and check it out now. Man, the internet gotta stop, man. What y'all think this is, man? Breaking Bad? What you think? Like somebody's Walter White? You think there's lawyers like, yo, Saul Goodman that's like just doing all this type of stuff? Who's Gus Fring? Y'all gotta put me up on game, man, because today a lawyer who has represented Yo Gotti and pretty much a lot of the CMG family, including the same lawyer who helped Black Youngsta to beat the case. Remember that case where he caught back a couple years ago with CIAA weekend? There was a 100-shot shot at a bulletproof car that allegedly Young Dolph was in. He survived. However, they found the car that did the drive-by shooting, and of course it was a rental. Dummy. Okay? And the rental was in Black Youngsta's name. Anyway, he beat the case. You know who helped him beat the case? A lawyer called Art Horn. Okay? Now, rumors are spreading online that, Justin Johnson, the guy who was charged with killing Young Dolph, was actually being represented by the same guy. What a coinkydink, huh? Like the guy who basically represented somebody trying to kill him back in the day is now representing somebody who actually did? Huh? Now, this came from a journalist today from Fox 13. They said, new information. Straight Drop, a.k.a. Justin Johnson, needs a new lawyer. Art Horn, which is the lawyer I was telling you about, just told me got dropped, okay? Horn confirmed he is not representing anyone associated with a Young Dolph murder case. And people in the last day or two have been kind of thinking, oh, snap, he just took himself off the case because he's caught red-handed. We got him. He was trying to, or maybe somebody hired him to represent the killers of Young Dolph, right? Now, he actually came out to say, bruh, cut the malarkey, man. I ain't got nothing to do with this, okay? He put out a press release. He said, yo, after reading a few recent articles, receiving numerous phone calls and text messages from friends and colleagues, it's come to my attention that my name and law firm have been associated with an individual who was recently arrested for the murder of Adolph Thornton Jr., also known as Young Dolph. At this time, I would like to dispel any rumors and or misinformation that relates to my representation involving anyone charged with the murder of Adolph Thornton Jr. At no time have I now or ever been retained to represent any of the individuals arrested for the murder of Young Dolph. Okay? Now, basically, you're saying it's cap, okay? No. And by the way, this is where we got to really chill out. I know there's fans and a lot of people who are trying to put pieces together. And yes, I will say there was a really brilliant Instagram person who kind of solved the murder the day after it happened. Cops took pretty much a month and a half to catch people. But we have to chill out. People are trying to create conspiracy theories. And if you wonder why Yo Gotti pushed his album back and is not dropping and is not saying shit, I don't even think he's involved in any of this. I just think he don't want, when he's dropping his music, people are trying to talk about or mention Young Dolph. Okay? Now, I know for some people, they're like, get the fuck on out of here. They're probably involved some way, somehow. Listen, I'm not saying it's one way or the other, but we got to stop jumping to conclusions. Now, do I believe this lawyer? Do I believe this lawyer may have been on the case and hopped off? No, he was never on it at all, okay? Let me just give you some actual facts. To be a lawyer for someone in a criminal case, you got to file a letter of intent to represent, or you have to alert the court, okay, by a letter to say, I am the official counsel for this person, okay? That will let the court know to communicate with you if they need the defendant to do something or whatever, their motions or whatever, right? That was never filed in this case, okay, especially by Art Horn. So, he never, ever put any documents in court to show that he was intending to represent Justin Johnson, a.k.a. Straight Drop, which means it's pretty much cap. Now, if you guys know anything about, getting, if you get locked up on some criminal stuff, you're going to have a first appearance, okay? A first appearance, you're going to either show your representation because maybe you hired somebody good and they're going to try to get you bail and or enter a plea. Sometimes it's paired with an arraignment. Or, honestly, it might just be a certain situation where you just get a public defender. The point is this, okay? This whole thing that's trying to tie other people that we don't know any or we have no proof that they're involved currently to the death of Young Dolph is premature. The only people we know are goddamn guilty are the people who are wearing those masks and firing those Dracos or firing those whatever gun they had at Young Dolph, okay? They believe it's to be the two people, Cornelius and Justin Johnson, and the cops are trying to figure out other things, okay? I think while people do a good job of trying to, help point cops in the right direction, sometimes they could make investigations worse by just coming up with wild conspiracy theories because it makes for a good story and it makes for a good sitcom. but this is not a movie. This is real life. I'm not saying it can't be true. I'm just saying it's a little premature, okay? You guys get in the comments. You guys like and subscribe. What do you think about this? Basically, a lawyer who frequently represents CMG, Yo Gotti, and BLAC YOUNGSTA has now come out to deny that he has ever intended or ever would represent the killer of Young Dolph. Get in the comments. Your boy Academics.